Senal, you can hear me, right? Senal? Samadhi?
Yes, sir. Can hear.
All right, okay. Kuwada kattiya nane Anuja? Anuja, good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning. Moko kattiya ada nane? Strike එකට ගිහිල්ලාද? කට්ටිය ගෝඨාව බලන්න ගිහිල්ලාද දන්න? Senal, drop a message in group. Anuja ගියේ නැද්ද ගෝඨාව බලන්න?
Yes, sir.
නැද්ද? ඇයි? වැඩක් නැහැ කියලා හිතුණානේ. ඈ? වැඩක් නැහැ කියලා හිතුණානේ. ඒක නැහැ. අපරාධේ. යන්නේ බෑ පොඩක් බලලා එන්න ඒ වනසයා. මාත් ඡන්දෙ දුන්නනේ මේ මනුස්සයට ඉතින් ගිහිල්ලා වෙලාවක බලලා එන්නවා. I think there's an issue with the social media, right? WhatsApp and FB.
Yes, sir.
මාකර කන්සර්න් එකක් තියෙනවද මේ
ඔව් sir, block කරලා තියෙන social medias.
social media block කරලා මං කිව්වා දවස් දෙකකට කලින් social media block වෙනවා ready වෙන්නේ කියලා. හරි කමක් නැහැ. social media block, WhatsApp block ආයි ගල්යුගයට යන්න වෙලා තියෙන්නේ අපිට. Can't help. So guys, we'll very good morning, very good morning. Once again, very good morning. We'll do, I mean, anyway, the recordings are there, otherwise we will not have enough time to complete. So we'll start the session and we'll do whatever the possible areas so that you all will be okay, because you all have assignment also to submit and we need to get ourselves ready for June final exam. So we need to cover the syllabus. So we'll start. Whoever who can't log in, and even I have a bit of issue with the signal strength. I don't know why. So, but anyway, we'll do. You all can hear me properly now. So let's start. So guys, actually, and we are coming into the module 2 in PDSBM, right? So module 1 we have completed by now. And there we were talking about basically the introduction and some history and evolution and all these things that are related to the brand. And finally, we were talking about the brand equity concept. Actually, brand equity concept we discuss in depth in module 2. Especially when it comes for in module 2, especially when it comes for customer based brand equity and the brand positioning strategies. Both are basically working along with the brand equity concept, and it is with a few additional learning related to the brand equity. So let's focus, and since we covered the brand equity concept, so I will not be touching initially these two, but I want to start the marketing management orientation and the marketing part, right? Then after that, I will be coming back to the brand equity thing, because brand, and as I said earlier, guys, brand and marketing we can't separately consider. No? So branding is, I mean, in generally, branding is part of marketing. But in overall context, when we really look at the brand, marketing is becoming a subset of branding in modern approach. Branding එක කියලා කියන එක ලොකු concept එකක්. ඉතින් ওই දෙක අපිට isolate කරලා වෙන වෙනම study කරන්න බෑ. So you all have to have an idea about what is marketing and marketing management orientation and the concepts behind marketing also to connect these dots, you know. මේවා නැත්තම් අපිට කනෙක්ට් කරගන්න බැරි වෙනවා මේ කොහොමද අපි මේ දෙක සම්බන්ධ කරගෙන ඉස්සරහට ගෙනියන්නේ කියන එක. Right, so let me take you all with the area the marketing management orientation. Right, අපි දැනගන්න ඕනේ මෙන්න මේ marketing එකයි branding එකේ අතර තියෙන සම්බන්ධය මොකද්ද, marketing එක evolve වුනේ කොහොමද. දැන් අපි branding එකේ evolution එක අපි කතා කරා, පරිණාමණය අපි කතා කරා, history එක කොහොමද, brand කියන වචනේ හැදුනේ කොහොමද, new I mean classical management era එකේ අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම branding use කරේ කොහොමද, history එක අපි ගත්තොත් 5000 6000 years history එක අපි ගත්තොත් ඒ කාලේ brands use කරේ කොහොමද, symbols use කරේ කොහොමද, names use කරේ කොහොමද කියන එක අපි identify කරගත්තා. Certain technologies what we are even use currently we identified. Hot time branding technology the manufacturing industry එකේ තියෙන, so like that we identified. So එතනදී අපි equity එක finally කතා කරා. equity එක කතා කරලා අපි කිව්වා right, okay, brand needs some kind of a value. So a brand is having some kind of a value. So that value we considered as the equity. Equity in the mindset of the consumers is one thing that will be deciding. I mean, we're discussing under the consumer-based brand equity model and the brand positioning one. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අපි equity එක කියලා කිව්වම අපි දන්නවා brand එකේ තියෙන value එක කියන එක. So brand එකේ තියෙන value එක ඒක අපි measure කරන dimensions ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. So අපි කතා කරා point of parity, point of difference කියන concept එක. ඒකේ කොච්චර දුරට point of parity consider කරන්නේ කොහොමද, point of difference consider කරන්නේ කොහොමද, ඒක අපි identify කරගන්න ඕනේ when we are designing a brand strategy, positioning strategy. So when we are designing strategy for brand to increase equity, අපි identify කරනවා. ඔය ටික මම කතා කරනවා මේ marketing එකේ evolution එකයි marketing management process එක කතා කරලා ඉවරලා ඒක brand management එකත් එක්ක connect කරාට පස්සේ. So that is why I do skip these two, but once I complete these two I'll be coming back here, right? So you all have anyway the access to LMS, so you all can refer your notes even later. So let's look at this marketing management thing. I mean, anyone can someone tell me, okay, Rovinsha, can you tell me what do you know about marketing? Okay, what do you think? මොකද්ද මේ marketing කියලා ඔයා හිතන්නේ? Rovinsha, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, මොකද්ද ඔයා හිතන විදිහට මේ marketing කියලා කියන්නේ?
Marketing is the communication between the business and the consumer, or the product and the buyer.
Very good, very good. Communication between, okay. Anuja, what do you think? Anuja, what do you think? මොකද හිතන්නේ marketing කියන්නේ? මට definitions අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. I just need to know your understanding. මොකද්ද මේ marketing කියලා කියන්නේ? your understanding. Samadhi? Anuja වැහෙන්නේ නැහැ පුතා. Samadhi, what do you think? What do you mean by this term marketing? Because we can't isolately discuss branding now, so we need to have marketing management also on top of this. What do you mean by this? Layman explanation is fair enough. I don't need the theory, I don't need the definitions, but a layman explanation එක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට දන්න විදියට. මොකද මේ marketing කියලා කියන එක දැන් හැමෝම කියනවා. මේ they don't do marketing, they don't do this. වගේ කියනවනේ. But what is it all about? Kameshi, what do you think? What is marketing? දන්න විදියට. රවින්ෂා කිව්වා communication between the company and the customers. Communication between the products and the customers, the target market and the target audience. Very good. Very good. In Sri Lankan context. Yes, Kameshi.
Yeah, so maybe marketing means like we are taking our products in a way that the customer or consumer can attract for our product, maybe in that way.
Okay, very good. Okay, attracting the consumer target market and the target audience towards the product. I mean, we are doing whatever the strategies in a way where they can attract to our products. Okay, very good. Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Very good. So, Samadhi, what do you think? Samadhi, what do you think? What is marketing? Yeah, guys, it's like, I mean, marketing is not rocket science. Marketing is, I mean, I don't know, I have a very basic definition for marketing. Marketing is common sense, right? For me, marketing is common sense. If you do basics in your business, now let's say when you look at a good old days businesses, and even certain business owners, they don't even know about what is marketing, but they were practicing it. They were doing it nicely. And as Robinsha said, they were communicating, and as you said, Kameshi said, they were giving the product as market was expecting to attract them, and yeah, they were doing all this. Wasn't it a common sense, right? Because our intention should be to sell the product where what they need. අපිට ඕන එක හදලා ඉවරලා ඒගොල්ලන්ට විකුණනවායි කියලා කිව්වම අපිට දාන්න තියෙන effort එක සෑහෙන්න වැඩි. right? මොකද අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට අවශ්‍ය නැති දෙයක් අපි විකුණන්න try කරන්නේ. එතකොට අපේ effort එක අපේ energy එක අපි use කරන සෑහෙන්න වැඩි. Because they don't need it. But in marketing it's very simple. බඩගින්නේ ඉන්න මිනිස්සෙට BMW එකක් දුන්නයි කියලා ඒ මිනිස්සයාට ඒ මනසට burning issue එක තියෙන්නේ hunger කියන එක නම්, so BMW is of no use. Some might say අයියෝ එහෙම කියන්න එපා මට BMW එක විකුණලා ජීවිතේම ඒ සල්ලි වලින් කන්න පුළුවන් නේ කියලා ඉවල. Some might argue in that way, right? So but remember, marketing is simply when you run a business you need to practice common sense. So you're delivering what the customer is expecting, right? So now when you look at the evolution, right, parinamane කියලා අපි කතා කරන evolution in marketing, right? So we identified few different concepts, the business models over a period. අපි especially කතා කරන්නේ, especially we are discussing from the period of industrial revolution. මේ අවුරුදු 200කට 150කට 200කට කලින් time period එක අපි මේ කතා කරන්නේ, right? So industrial revolution time period එක අපි ගත්තොත් එන කාර්මික විප්ලවය කියලා ඕගොල්ලෝ අහලා තියෙනවා school syllabus වල, right? So even before that the marketing was there. We were practicing even the brand management, marketing, everything was there, right? So but as management philosophies and the management concepts, we look from the classical management era onwards, classical, neoclassical, modern management. ඕක තමයි management eras විදියට අපි ගත්තොත්. ඒක මේ කතා කරන්නේ classical management era එක තමයි අපි මේ කතා කරන්නේ industrial revolution එකට සහ ඒ කාලේ අතරතුර, right? ඒ කාලේ අපි ගත්තොත් මේ ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රියල් රෙවොලුෂන් එක අවුරුදු 50කට විතර කලින් සහ ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රියල් රෙවොලුෂන් එක ඉවර වෙලා අවුරුදු 20 30කට ඒ අතර කාල පරාසය ගත්තොත්. So that era we identified as a classical management era. ඔගොල්ලෝ management subjects කරලා තියෙනකොට use වෙන වචනයක් ඒක. Then we talk about the neoclassical management era, slightly changing the approach of business, and then they move on. Then the modern management era, the era where we are into right now, the modern management era, management concept again. So marketing also evolve over a period. So in current context, we know we identified if we identify our customers' expectation and make our products, it is very much easy for us to do our business, and it is very much easy for us to gain revenue and profit, and it is very much easy for us to differentiate from the competition and move into the market expectation. It is very convenient, but evolution history, මේ පරිණාමනේ අපි ගත්තොත් අපිට මේක මුලින් දැක්කේ නැහැ. We didn't see as a management concept earlier. Now we identified few different management philosophies before marketing philosophy. Marketing is a philosophy now, not anymore just a concept. Philosophy එකකයි concept එකකයි ලොකු වෙනසක් තියෙනවා, my dear friends. Remember, philosophy එකක් කියලා කිව්වහම when you look at a philosophy එකක් කියලා කියන දර්ශනයක් නේ. So that if you're believing a particular philosophy, even each and every nerve system, your entire nerve system basically with that philosophy. යම් කිසි දර්ශනයක් පිළිගන්නවා නම් මුළු ඇඟම තමන්ගේ මුළු ශරීරෙම ඒ philosophy එකත් එක්ක ඉන්නවා. Right? Take philosophy, what you believe in religion. So you are with it, no? Right? You are with it. So marketing we considered as a philosophy. Why? It is not limited only for a particular department. Of course, the company is having a department or the SBU, strategic business unit, called marketing. That is a different concern. But as a philosophy, it goes to the entire organization, from security guard to the janitor to the company CEO, right? Every individual within the organization should practice this. So that is why we consider it as a philosophy now. No more just a concept. Nikama concept එකක් නෙමෙයි. Right? So මේ philosophy එකට මේ concept එකට එන්න කලින් අපි concepts කීපයක් identify කරගත්තා. ඒ classical neoclassical modern management era එක ඒ time period එකේ අපි concepts කීපයක් marketing related identify කරගත්තා. So when you really look at these concepts, the very first concepts what we identified is something called production concept. අපි එකට කියනවා I'm really sorry about the Sinhala word. මට මේකේ හරිම සිංහල වචනේ නැහැ මං ගාව. So production concept මේක ආවේ කොහොමද? With the industrial revolution time, you know, කාර්මික විප්ලවයේ time period එක when you really look at, කාර්මික විප්ලවයේ time period එක when you really look at the industrial revolution time period, we identified many companies started coming into the manufacturing. Whoever who had the capacity started manufacturing and selling the product. Their intention was to manufacture more and more units. Make up a further describe current, I will explain you all further. Right? So it started with the production concept. May production you should be able to get an idea of a manufacturing plant. They manufacture, right? Mass production, mass distribution was significant in this concept, the production concept, right? May concept make a start when industrial revolution එකත් එක්ක තමයි. මේකත් එක්ක තමයි අතරම industrial revolution එක start වෙන්නේ. everybody started manufacturing and selling the product. Mass manufacturing, mass distribution was significant. Then after some times, I will tell how it happened. After some times, there was another concept appeared, so-called the product concept. Now, production, look at the two words. Production directly talks about the manufacturing. Product directly talk about a particular unit, a particular product, right? Now, what is the difference between these two? Here in production concept, they were focusing on manufacturing volumes. But in product concept, they were focusing on the product, this individual component, right? The individual unit, and developing the product. Increasing the product quality, increasing the product features. So continuously they were focusing in developing a product and not the volume. They basically, I mean, volume does not mean, okay, they make only one product and sold. No. So, I mean, their intention was to improve the product features and the benefit. Then I will tell you how it moved out, and then what happened after some time. There was another concept appeared, and that we identified as the selling concept. And there, what happened? People started practicing aggressive selling. Sometimes even without a need, customer was bombarded so much of information. The salespeople were pushing customer to buy the product even without a need. Aggressive selling, so much of promotion started, right? So much of discussion started. I mean, salespeople started to visit the customer's doorstep and ask the customer to buy the product. So aggressive selling appeared after some time. Now see, I mean, before I go to these two, now see, production era එකක් තියලා ඒකෙන් පස්සේ product era එකකට ආවා, ඊට පස්සේ sales era එකකට ආවා. Now the concern why this was changing and why then it moves to marketing and the social marketing and the green, and it moves further. So why this happens? The reason, now here when you look at the production era, they had few intentions behind this. So they didn't want to do any research to identify what the market was really expecting. They didn't want to identify. What they did, they were manufacturing with their willingness. Whatever they felt, they manufactured and distributed. And why it went into mass manufacturing? Because they wanted to reduce the cost per unit. Because they were thinking, in this philosophy, they were thinking that people will buy the product if the product comes at a cheapest possible price and if the product is freely available. They assumed. They didn't do a research. They didn't want to, I mean, go and identify the real expectation of the market. But they assumed and they were implementing this, and with the intention of reducing the cost of the product. Why? To sell the product at the cheapest possible price in the market. And they increased the distribution, which means they made their product available all over the country, all over the places, to make it available. Production efficiency and the availability, right? Distribution efficiency, production efficiency and the distribution efficiency was the key in this concept. Production and the distribution efficiency. Efficiency management එක තමයි අපි production concept එකේ දැක්කේ. හැබැයි මේ efficiency management එක focus කරේ මොකද්ද? Cost reduction එකයි availability එකයි. They were focusing on the cost reduction and the availability. So cost reduction එකට එන්නේ කොහොමද? What do you think? Can someone tell me? What do you think? How do you come into a cost reduction with this concept? How? What do you think? How they were managing the cost reduction in this? Anyone? They were using something called economics of scale. EOS, economics of scale. ඒකෙන් කරන්නේ මොකක්ද? Right? Economics of scale එකෙන් කරන්නේ fixed cost එකක් තියෙනවා. ඕනම manufacturing එකක් යනකොට cost elements කීපයක් තියෙනවා. එකක් තමයි fixed cost එක, අනිත් එක තමයි variable cost එක. එතකොට fixed cost එක කියලා කියන්නේ manufacture කරාද නැතාද අපි ගෙවන්න ඕන cost එක, ගෙවන්න ඕන වියදම. Right? එක burden එකක් organization එකට. It's a burden for an organization. Sales ආවද නැතාද නෑ, we have to pay salaries, we have to pay rents, we have to pay whatever other fixed expenditures. So production concept එකෙන් කරේ මොකද්ද? මේ economics of scale කියන concept එකෙන් practice කරේ. They were sharing the fixed cost among many number of units. Let me see whether I have a formula for me to show you all now. Okay, I will show you all anyway, right? So අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම economics of scale concept එකෙන් කරේ. දැන් අපි හිතමු 100,000 කියලා ඉවරලා mainly fixed cost එක. එහෙනම් 10ක් manufacture කරොත් fixed cost එකේ 10. ඒ 100,000 10 අතර තමයි share වෙන්නේ. 100ක් manufacture කරොත් ඒ 100,000 share වෙනවා ඒ 100ම අතරේ. එතකොට volume එක වැඩි වෙන්න what happens? The cost per unit reduce. Cost per unit reduce. So cost per unit reduce means what? Cost of manufacturing reduced. Per unit cost of manufacturing reduced. Then when the per unit cost of manufacturing reduce, they can sell the product at the cheapest price available in the market. So that was the intention in increasing the mass production to make the product available at the lowest possible price in the market. Right? So අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම Ford Motor Company was very significant into this thing because ඔගලන් අහලා තියෙන නම් Ford brand එක. They were releasing a car called Model T, right? Model T car එක. Usually by that particular period, okay, මේ production era එක තියෙන ඒ period එක, time period එක ගත්තාම a time period එක, I'm really sorry, I think there's a huge concern with the signal today, right? So a time period එක අපි ගත්තාම a time period එකේ car was basically, or a vehicle was limited for the top income earn segment, high income earn segment. I think the YouTube was so bad. Okay, can't help, right? So මේගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම ban කළා මොනවා කරන්න හදනවද දාන්න. Right. So you all can check those videos later. එතන Ford Motor Company එකෙන් කරේ මොකද්ද? හැමෝන්ටම කාර් එකක්. ඒ කියන්නේ middle income earners ලාගේ ඉඳලා ඕන එක්කෙනෙක්ට කාර් එකක ownership එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් විදිහට they were increasing the volume and reduce the cost per unit. Okay. එතකොට ඒක කරේ කොහමද? ඒක කරේ මේ economics of scale කියන එක practice කරලා. So when you practice economics of scale method, as I said, you reduce the cost. And another thing, when you practice economics of scale, you identify something called division of labor. Division of labor කියලා කියන්නේ සිංහලෙන් අපි කියනක ශ්‍රම විභජනයක් කියලා. So one particular task divided among multiple people, and each person is doing only one part of the job and he get himself specialized on that. So division of labor created the job specialization, also with this concept. එතකොට දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ මම මේ වීඩියෝ එහෙම ෂෙයා කරන දැන් සමහර වෙලාවට ඒක පාර්ට් එකක් හයි කරන එක නේ එයා ඒ පාර්ට් එකම විතරයි හයි කරන්නේ. එතකොට එයාගේ ස්පෙෂලායිසේෂන් එක වැඩි වෙනවා. එතකොට එයාගේ ස්පෙෂලායිසේෂන් එක වැඩි වෙනවයි කියලා කියන්නේ accuracy is increasing, failure rate is reducing, right? So your production capacity automatically increase. So මෙන්න මේ concepts පාවිච්චි වුණා. මේ concepts පාවිච්චි වුණා production era එකේදී. production era එක කියලා මේක expire වුණායි කියලා ඉවරලා මේක මේ සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම නැති වුණේ නැහැ. Even now we are using division of labor, even specialization, economies of scale. So those things even now we are using. Not that we don't use. Make concept සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම අමතක වුණේ නැහැ. Right? අමතක කළා නෙමෙයි කියේ. So why this failed? What do you think? Then product එක අඩුවටත් විකුණලා ඒ product එක හැමතැනම availability එකත් හදලා තියෙද්දිත් concept එක fail වුණා. What do you think? What could be the reason? What could be the reason? මොකක්ද reason එක වෙන්න ඇත්තේ මේක fail වෙන්න? Any idea? What do you all think? Anyone?
I think they have not think about the things that they have produced, how to market it. That would have been the reason, because the production is there. Now they have to find market and selling methods to they have to identify the customer requirement and manufacture first. Then the other thing is they have to identify the market and move this production into the marketplace. That might have been an issue.
Good, very good. So now see what happened. Now they were having the best product, and they were, I mean, not actually the best product, the lowest possible price product with the lowest possible price, and it was available everywhere. And as Chandra very correctly said, now I mean, they didn't want to identify the customer expectation and manufactured. They were manufacturing whatever they feel which is good. So what happened finally, there were many manufacturers with the same product in the industry. දැන් අපි දකින ආරය දැන් මේක ලංකාවෙත් ඔය සමහර පැතිවලට යනකොට එකගේ එක කොට මම මේක දකිනවා ඔය අවුස් ස්ටේෂන් යනකොට එහෙම මේ එක දැනක මේ කොට්ට නම් තියෙන්නේ ඒ දිගටම තනිකරම කොට්ටම තමයි තියෙන්නේ. එක තැනක තියෙන්නේ මොනවා හරි අපි හිතමු වෙන මොනවා හරි ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකක් නම් ඒ දිගටම තියෙන්නේ ඒවම තමයි. right? එතකොට මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? Now many suppliers started supplying the same product, right? And competition at the latter part of this concept, the competition was huge. Competition was huge. Then what happened? Customers' bargaining power increased. දැන් අඩුවට ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක දෙනවා එක කස්ටමර් කෙනෙක්ට එක කේටර් කරන කම්පනීස් 10ක් විතර එනවා. දැන් අපි හිතමු එක ගෑනු ළමයෙක්ගේ වටේ පිරිමි ළමයි 10 දෙනෙක් විතර ඉන්නවා නම් රයිට් ගෑනු ළමයාගේ ඩිමාන්ඩ් එක වැඩි වෙනවනේ. ඕකම තමයි අනිත් පැත්තත් අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම. හරිද? එක කොල්ලෙක් දිහා අපි හිතමු මේ ගෑනු ළමයි 5-6 දෙනෙක් බලයි කියලා කිව්වම කොල්ල හඳේනේ ඉන්නේ. So ඒ වගේ තමයි. රයිට්? එතකොට the same thing. I mean, to cater one particular customer, there were many suppliers, and finally what happened is customer bargaining power increased. Customer started saying, hey, look here, if you can give me at this price and at this condition, give me. If not, I will go and buy from the supplier B, supplier C, supplier D, because many suppliers. And finally, what happened, even having the product at the lowest possible price, just because of the competition and all these things, and not identifying the market before the production, they couldn't sell. They couldn't sell. Then what happened after some times, they were, I mean, rather focusing on the lowest price and the availability, they started building the product quality because they wanted to have some kind of a differentiation from the competitor. දැන් ඔක්කොම සෙරප්පු හදනවා එහෙනම් මේ ඇයි මගේ සරප්පුව ගන්න ඕනේ කියන එකේ differentiation එක. Right? So what they wanted to do, they decided to differentiate their product from the competition available by increasing features and the benefits and the quality. එතකොට now initially what happened, many companies, all the companies started differentiating their product by adding features and the benefits. Initially it was so good because customers started getting good products, good quality products with good features. But because of this competition and differentiation they wanted to practice by increasing quality and feature, what happened? After a certain period, the price of the product went up. මොකද quality එකක් add කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ අපි හිතමු feature එකක් add කරනවා quality එකක් improve කරනවායි කියලා කියන්නේ එතනදී cost involvement එකක් තියෙනවා. We have a cost involvement. Now without that you can't do, right? So what happened? Companies started manufacturing the product with better quality, with sometimes the features that are not used, that are not needed by the customer. මේ product concept එක කියන ඒ concept එක ඇතුළේදී තමයි අපිට famous statement එකක් build උනේ. Companies basically went into a condition where they made even the mouse strap in gold. අපිට මේ කතුරක් රත්තරන් වලින් වැඩක් නැහැ නේ. We don't need a mouse strap in gold, right? So මේක ඒ කියන්නේ මේ differentiation එක මේ quality improvement එක කොච්චර දුරට ගියාද කියලා කියනවා නම් සමහර අපි උදාහරණයක් විදිහට කිව්වොත් මේ කතුරක් රත්තරන් වලින් හදන level එකට ගියා. Because you don't need those features. Api mobile, I mean, I'm just saying a mobile phone, not by that time. Now, how many features sometimes you're getting in this mobile phone which you are not using, right? So similarly, by that time also, they were making the product, but customers had to pay for features or the benefits, but they are not even used. So quality of the product improved, but finally there was a concern with the affordability of the product. Customer to make a purchase කරන්න එක මාර අමාරු වෙන්න පටන් ගත්තා. Right? මොකද features හොඳයි ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා නමුත් ගන්න විදියක් නැහැ. So again what happened after a certain period, the manufacturers identified drop in sales even having a best quality product in the market. මිනිස්සු ඊට පස්සේ reject කරා, not because they don't need it, but because of the affordability. මොකද quality concerns ඔක්කොම හොඳයි මිනිස්සු ආසයි නමුත් මිනිස්සුන්ට ඒවට afford කරන්න බැහැ. So what happened? So the manufacturers now they are having the good quality product and of course the price is high, right, after certain period, but they were assuming what to do. So with this product, they were sending their sales force to customers' doorstep and pushed the customer to buy the product after that. They thought they were assuming, right, customer need little bit of push, little bit of support from the company to take their buying decision. So they were deciding to arrange a sales force and sending the sales force to the customer's doorstep and push the customer to buy the product. Promotion started, right? Then personal selling started, advertising started. So with these things, everything came up and aggressive selling started with this concept. So මේක කොච්චර දුරට ගියාද කියලා කියනවා මේ aggressive selling කියන එක කොච්චර දුරට ගියාද කියලා කියනවා නම් so another very famous statement, even current context the companies are using. So they went in, the sales force went into a condition where they even sell a refrigerator to an Eskimo. Eskimo ගෙනට fridge එකක් විකුණන level එකට aggressively, right? ඒ තරම් push එකක් මේ salesman client එයාගේ customer ට client දෙනවා මේ product එක විකුණන්න. So aggressive selling approach, right? Now look at product concept එකේදී product එක improve කරන්න ගියා අර මී කතුරක් රත්තරන් වලින් හදන level එකට. selling concept එකේදී එස්කිමෝ කෙනෙක්ට රෙෆ්‍රිජරේටර් එකක් විකුණන්න තරම් ස්ට්‍රෙන්ත් එකක් තියෙන සේල්ස්මන් කෙනෙක් හැදෙන විදියට සේල්ස් concept එක හැදුවා. So promotion start කරා. So aggressive selling practiced over here. Then බලන්න initially the production concept. We had the production concept initially with the efficiency management, efficiency of production, efficiency of distribution. So in that concept, right, in production concept, we identified economies of scale model. We identified division of labor. We identified specialization. We identified decentralization. We identify karagata. And after certain period, what happened? The production concept itself could not survive. So manufacturers started differentiating their product from the competition by increasing the value of the product, increasing the quality of the product. Then with that, the focus of the business owner or the manufacturer went into a product development rather than the volume improvement. So with that, the product concept appeared. So after some time, what happened? The product concept moved on. Then manufacturers started sending their sales force to the customer's doorstep and start pushing the customer to buy the product. So මෙන්න මේ evolution එක ආවා. ඇවිල්ලි ඉවර වෙලා තමයි ඊට පස්සේ තමයි අපිට මේ marketing කියන concept එක. marketing කියන model එක appear වෙන්නේ. So when you look at production, product and the sales, ඔය concepts තුනෙන්ම none of these concepts wanted to or basically decided to identify customers' expectation prior to manufacturing. Manufacture කරන්න කලින් customer ගේ expectation එක identify කරගන්න production concept එකටවත් product concept එකටවත් sales concept එකටවත් ඕනුන්නේ නැහැ. අපි එතනදී ඒක දැක්කේ නැහැ. Right, we didn't see. So marketing concept completely revamped the entire approach. Turtle completely kanapita gahua. So production concept, sales concept and the product concept started from factory to customer, whereas the marketing concept from customer to factory. Complete shift එකක්. 180 turn එකක්. Turtle කියලා. උඩියට කිරු ගහලා කරේ. මොකද production concept එක, product concept එක, sales concept එක පටන් ගත්තේ factory එකෙන්. ඊට පස්සේ තමයි customer ට ගියේ product. නමුත් marketing concept එක ඔක සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම වෙනස් කරා. market එක identify කරගෙන market එකට ඕන විදියට product එක develop කරන්න අපි practice කරන්න පටන් ගත්තා. So complete revamp there. Complete revamp there. So but that does not mean they ignore everything in these three concepts. මේක සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම මේ concepts තුන අමතක කළා නෙමෙයි ඒගොල්ලෝ මේ marketing concept එක build උනේ. We still use the production certain models, the division, as I said earlier, division of labor, then the specialization, decentralization, all these things, and economies of scale. We are still using. And even the product quality development, Kaizen කියලා කියන්නේ quality improvement, right? Continuous improvement, right? All these models are for product quality improvement, service quality improvement. Sales concepts still we are practicing and taking all the positive from these concepts, the customer flavor added to the cake, and they were putting the icing to the whole cake as customer flavor. They identified the customer, then designed the product. So that was the main difference between these three concepts මෙතන තියෙන production, product and the selling concept එකයි marketing concept එකයි අතර තියෙන. මේ තුනේම තිබ්බේ නැහැ. market එක identify කරගෙන ඉවර වෙලා manufacturing එකට යනවායි කියන එක. නමුත් marketing concept එකේදී මුල්ම දේ තමයි කරේ they identified the customers expectation, customers buying power, customers likings, customers preferences, customers conviction patterns. They identified everything, then they designed the product to sell. So this also evolved over a period. The marketing concept එකත් evolve වෙනවා. දැන් social marketing, green marketing ඔය ඕන දෙයක්. මේක තව evolve වෙනවා ඉස්සරහට. So marketing concept එක අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම yes you go and check the customer's expectation, then you manufacture the product and sell the product. If that is the marketing concept, what would be the social marketing concept? Anyone? What would be the social marketing concept? Marketing concept එක මේක නම් social marketing concept එක මොකක්ද? මොකක්ද මේ social marketing concept එක? Dulaj, what do you think? Social marketing concept. Different here is marketing concept, you focus on your customer, but social marketing concept, you can do anything to your customer, but you need to remember a wider society is also there, which means non-customers are there in the industry and in the market. So you all have to protect their rights. You can sell, but ethically. You can sell, but in a socially accepted manner. You can sell, but ecological manner. බලන්න social marketing වලදී ඔයගොල්ලන්ට විකුණන එක කරන්න පුළුවන්. මාකටිං කන්සෙප්ට් එකේ අපි ටාගට් මාකට් එක අයිඩෙන්ටිෆයි කරගෙන එහෙනම් ඒ ටාගට් මාකට් එකට අදාළ විදිහට ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක ඩිසයින් කරලා ඉවරලා ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක විකුණන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් social marketing එකේ කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? එතනින් එහාට ගිය එකක්, because you can sell the product, but you have to think about the wider community. මොකද අපිට let's say as an example, you can't sell drugs saying that you are making your customer happy. So that is also a product. You make your customer happy and earn money, but does it accepted by the society? Is it an ethical business? Right? Does it disturb the nature, environment, society? If not, it is not a socially accepted business, and which means you are not practicing the social marketing. So the main difference between the marketing concept and the social marketing concept is you can practice marketing, but in an ethical, eco-friendly and the ecological, socially accepted manner. මොන ඕක තමයි මේ දෙකේ වෙනස තියෙන්නේ social marketing එකයි marketing concept එකේ. ඒ green marketing කියලා ආවා. We know, we are experiencing diminishing resources, the natural resources. අපිට බොන්න තියෙන මේ ලෝකෙම ලෝකෙ 75ක් වතුරෙන් කව වෙලා තිබ්බට, right? I think you all are aware about the very recent change in the Arctic circle, right? 38 degrees වලින් temperature increase වෙලා තියෙනවා. 38 degrees වලින් temperature increase වෙලා තියෙනවා Arctic grid එකේ. අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම සමහර මේ හිමකඳු දිය වෙලා මොහොතට එක්ක අහු වෙනවා. So මේ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද මේ because of this global warming, right? So sea level slowly increasing, in the sense more than the, I mean, increasing faster than the expected time period. So මේ එතකොට මොකද්ද මේක වෙන්න හේතුව? I mean, our industrial approach is disturbing the nature. Our industrial approach is basically increasing the global warming. So because of that, another concept appeared to the market, so-called, I mean, green marketing concept. You can do business, but make sure you talk about the ecological, you protect the ecological concerns, sustainability, ecological sustainability. එහෙනම් ගස් කපන්න බෑ, ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට environment එකට හානි කරන්න බෑ, ඒ කියන්නේ අර පුළුවන් තරම් nature එක protect කරන concept එකට යන්නයි කියන එක තමයි green marketing concept එකේදී කතා කරන්නේ. Recycle, remanufacturing, reproduction, and all these things came up in with this condition. And I will just share you all a nice story, actually. Story in the sense, I was having a chat with two companies. One, those who are manufacturing recycle, in the sense the paper related products, and the other company manufacturing the plastic. And the company, those who are manufacturing plastic, say, they look here, when you manufacture non-plastic products, you are disturbing trees. You are disturbing, you have to cut trees to manufacture those non-plastic based products, right? See, these arguments are industry-wise wide arguments. And even, right, the same thing, certain organizations, those who are focusing on the plastic related manufacturing, they say the plastic does not disturb the nature if it is properly used and disposed, right? And the other party, the paper-based product manufacturing party, what do they say? Plastic is disturbing the nature just because of the number of years it is taken to dispose if it is added to the environment. So two sides of the same coin. Two sides of the same coin. Then ඔය දෙකම ඇත්තටම හානියක් වෙනවා. But green marketing එකෙන් අපි කතා කරන්නේ mainly recycling, remanufacturing ඇතුව තමයි යන්න ඕනේ කියන එක without disturbing the ecology. So that is why the global companies like even Intel, even HP, these global giants are making their products in a way where they can remanufacture and reuse those materials, even the product disposed to the environment, right? So it will not disturb to the environment because it will it will get decay very soon, right? So ඔනෝක තමයි green marketing එකේදී කියන්නේ. So actually, my dear friends, when you really look at, right, because one of my offices is at Vallavath in the sense Vallavath and Dehiwala border, right? There's a canal goes to next to the office, right, which we can see, which I can see the huge lot of plastics and the things that are collected by the municipal council people from the canal. Luckily, they have kept a barrier without letting those plastics to go to the sea. නැත්තම් එහෙම ගියා නම් ඒ plastics එක්ක අහුවෙන විදියට දවසකට, right, මම plastic වලින් count කරොත් දවසකට 1 කිලෝ 75ක් 100ක් විතර. ඒගොල්ලෝ ප්ලාස්ටික්ම එක්කහු කරනවා, ප්ලාස්ටික්ම ගොඩට ගන්නවා ඒ කැනල් එකෙන් මොහොතට යන්න දෙන්නේ නැතුව. ඒකෙන් බැරියර් එකක් දාලා ඉවරලා. So remember, right, ඒ ප්ලාස්ටික් රීසයිකල් ආයි ගන්නවා. ඒක හරි. It's true, right? But then again, if it is not, right, if it is not properly maintained, it goes to the sea. It goes to the sea. identify කරගෙන තියෙන විදියට දැනට identify කරගෙන තියෙන විදියට මුහුදු පතුලේ right මුහුදු පතුලෙන් 75ක් ප්ලාස්ටික් වලින් cover වෙලා ඉවරයි. Guys, it's a huge this thing, right? This is not what I say. These environmentalists are saying. Articles are there on the net, right? එතකොට ඒවයින් බලන්න කියලා seabed එකේ 75% of the seabed is simply covered with plastics. You just imagine the amount. 75% of seabed covered with plastics, and they try to do something to unearth them and reuse, right? ඕක තමයි threat එක තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ecological එහෙම නැත්නම් green marketing එකෙන් කියන්නේ you can do anything but without disturbing the nature, without disturbing the natural environment, without disturbing the ecology. You have to practice things. So මෙන්න මේ evolution එක අපි ගත්තොත්, when you really look at this evolution, right, this does not happen overnight, and make a purposely කරපු evolution එකක් නෙමෙයි. business එකම මේ environmental changes එක, market changes එක, business patterns එක අපිට identify කරගත්ත concepts ටිකක් තමයි මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. පැහැදිලිද? Any questions there? So I mean, y'all can read this, right? So see the selling concept, the focus, right? Focus is mainly for aggressive selling, right? The marketing concept, the very first time, identify the customer need, then develop the product and services, solutions, right? Then we talk about the social marketing. Social marketing, I told you, your company is there, your customer is there, not only that, your wider community is there. So these are the three main things. මේ වගේම සමහරවිට questions design වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So make a question design වෙනවා අනිවාර්යෙන්. මේ model එකෙන් අනිවාර්යෙන් questions දෙකක් තුනක් විතර design වෙනවා. 10කට එහා design කරන්න පුළුවන්, but දෙකක් තුනක් එන්න පුළුවන්. මෙන්න මේ evolution එකේ එන පිළිවෙල, right? Question වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක evolution එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන major concentrations මොනවද කියන එක question වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Production එකේ main concentration එක continuous product development. Production එකේ main concentration එක efficiency management in production and distribution. Sales එකේ main concern එක aggressive selling, right? Profitability through aggressive selling. Marketing, profitability through customer satisfaction. I mean, social marketing, profitability through social well-being. ඒ වගේ ඔන්න ඔය පැත්තෙන් අපිට questions MCQs design වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? And when you look at the social marketing, as I said earlier, there are three main strategy dimensions we need to look at when it comes for social marketing. And one is the consumer. We are designing strategies for consumers, and also we are designing strategies for society, wider society. And I mean, that is why we identified three main areas to be considered in a social marketing. මේවා තමයි මේ society එක focus කරගෙන කරන projects, programs තමයි we identified as CSR projects කියලා අපි කියනවා. PR projects කියලා අපි කියනවා. Right? Public relation activities කියලා. Corporate social responsibility activities කියලා කියනවා. So those we identified in the social marketing concept. The social marketing concept. Any questions? Anyone is having any questions? Anyone is having any questions? Anyone is having any question?
No.
Okay, good. Provincia, Dulaj, Samadhi. Any questions you all have? Then we were talking about the evolution in branding and how the brand name appears, and the historical perspectives we were talking about. Then this is the historical perspectives of marketing actually. Marketing evolve one කොහොමද කියන එක මෙතනදී අපි කතා කරමු. Dulaj, are you clear? Provincia?
Yeah.
Right. So let's move on with the other part as well, right? Now we look at the marketing management process and how that is connected with branding. Right. So I mean, right now, and we identified. I mean, compared to the product and the sales era, marketing era is mainly focusing on the customer satisfaction, right? Customer satisfaction. That was the key in marketing. Customer satisfaction was the key in marketing. So how can we do that? We start from the customer, not like the factory we did in product sales. Abhi inside to out, but here in marketing, outside to in. So customer satisfaction was the key thing. මොකද අපිට ඒක ඇත්තට මේක හරි ලේසි ඒක මේවා කරගත්තා නම්. කස්ටමර්ට ඕන දේ අපිට දෙන්න පුළුවන් නම් එතකොට අපේ effort එක අඩු වෙනවා. අපි use කරන energy එක අඩු වෙන හින්දා අපි මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? අපිට අපේ energy එක අපේ resources අපිට save කරගන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට අපිට ඒ resources use කරලා තව development එකකට යන්න පුළුවන්. So why we are giving what the customer is expecting, So my marketing concept එකේ යන්නේ ඔය approach එක. So let's look at the marketing management process අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම modern marketing management process එක අපි ගත්තොත්, right? This is in the Philip Kotler's textbooks, the marketing management textbook, and we identify the few different steps that are connected each other when we implement our marketing strategy. And guys, now I told you all that the marketing start from the customer end. Ehena, when you implement marketing, you first need to look at the customer expectation, and your approach should be from the perspectives of customer. Look at this model. මෙන්න මේ model එකෙන් questions design වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මෙන්න මේ process එකෙන් questions design වෙන්න පුළුවන් in your MCQ, right? So now look at this model. This model we identified as the marketing management process. Okay, marketing management process. Now this process talks about whatever you have to do to gain values from the customers in return for your organization, right? To achieve the marketing objectives. Now the first thing in the marketing management process you can see here, understand the marketplace and the needs and wants. And look at this. The first step of the marketing management process talks about understanding the target market and the target audience, their needs and their wants and their expectations.
Mr. Mahesh, did you share the screen?
I couldn't get you.
Did you share any screen? We can see PowerPoint or any PDF or something.
Wait a minute. What is that?
Yes, now can see.
Now can see, ne? Sorry about it. I don't know. For me, it was the red color thing. Line was there, right? So we were talking about this anyway, the marketing, right? So when you look at the marketing, we identified, yeah, we are starting from the customer's angle. Ne? Customer satisfaction was the key in marketing. So that was the main morale even we identified. Now product, sales, customer satisfaction was not considered. In the sense, they didn't want to identify customer pre-hand. They were manufacturing and selling. But in marketing, the first step, identifying the customer and designing our whatever our strategies. So when you look at the marketing management process here, right? When you look at the marketing management process here, right? The first step in the marketing management process talks about what you have to do first here. Now understand the marketplace and the customer needs and wants. See, did we see this in production, product and the sales? No. They were just manufacturing. They didn't want to understand the customer's expectation, customers' likings, customers' preferences, customers' convictions, the decision-making patterns, their buying capacity, the family life cycle, family size, income pattern, consumption pattern, right? All these things we need to identify. So that is why we need to do the segmentation, targeting and positioning and all these things. Consumer surveys, the consumer research, right? Behavioral analysis, all these things to identify what the customer is really expecting and how they are consuming this stuff and what are their likings, preferences and everything. That is the first step in the marketing management process. If we don't comply this, we fail to design our strategies. Why? We don't know, and we are designing our strategies blindly. Consumer surveys කරන්න පුළුවන්, face-to-face discussions තියන්න පුළුවන්, observational surveys කරන්න පුළුවන්. We'll have a separate session on that, right? So focus group discussions තියන්න පුළුවන්. So doing all these things, we gain what? We identify the customer's real expectations, the market expectations. එතකොට microeconomic environment, macroeconomic environment analyze කරලා environmental changes we need to identify. මෙතන මේ එක step එකක් කියලා කිව්වට මේ step එක ඇතුලේ ගොඩක් activities තියෙනවා අපිට කරන්න. ගොඩක් activities අපිට තියෙනවා කරන්න. Macro microeconomic environment analyze කරලා, so you need to analyze those two environments and identify how those changes in this environment affect the customer behavior. Finally, you are talking about the behavioral science of the customer and attracting the customer's behavioral patterns towards the organization. එහෙනම් මේ ඔක්කොම කරලා අපි identify කරගන්නවා අපේ customerගේ real burning needs, their requirements, their expectation. Now, when I said the burning need, that does not mean only the basic needs. No. So we need to identify when you are talking about luxury vehicle, luxury apartment. So we need to identify the customer's needs and wants. Sometimes the person might purchase a luxury apartment or a luxury vehicle as an investment. So he might stay in a very average house and he's getting his money from the business and he invests for a luxury apartment as an investment. His need is somewhat different. So you got to identify it. We got to identify. Or there may be a person who is keeping a luxury apartment as a second house. Or maybe a company, top company CEO, top business owner is buying an apartment in Altea, buying an apartment in Shangri-La. Right? So for what? That may not be for investment purpose sometimes. That may be for leisure and pleasure. We being marketers need to identify this product. What type of need they have? Do they invest for this? For what they are purchasing? Now in current context, you know, the jewelry market increased, the gold prices have gone up. And let's say as example, if you are trying to cater the same way those who are purchasing gold for their wedding, as the same way for the person those who are buying gold for investment purpose. You got to identify that. You got to identify two different customer expectations. So you can't cater both in the same way. You need to look at. So first thing in this is to identify the customer expectation and look at the shampoos, the type of shampoo categories. And all these are shampoos, but anti-dandruff is for whom? Long and strong hair for whom? Right? Silky hair for whom? So different need levels. Different need levels. We got to identify. We got to identify. So, I mean, මේවා identify කරගත්තට පස්සේ තමයි product එකට අපිට යන්නේ. So the first step is understanding the customer needs and wants. The second step, designing customer driven marketing strategy. Customer driven marketing strategy. Now, අපි customer identify කරගෙන ඌව අමතක කරලිවලා strategy ගහනවා. දැන් දේශපාලනය කරනවා. Right? දැන් ආණ්ඩුව වගේනේ. Right? අපේ vote එක අරගෙන අපිව අමතක කරලා උන් වැඩේ කරගෙන යනවා. I'm really sorry to use this. Right? So දැන් ආණ්ඩුව වගේනේ. හරිද? Of course I also voted. I'm not saying no. Right? So see, අපි design කරන්න ඕනේ, අපි identify කරගත්ත customer. That doesn't mean ආණ්ඩුව කේට කරන්න ඕනේ vote කරපු කට්ටියට විතරයි කියන එක නෙමෙයි මම මෙතන කියන්නේ. Right? So he is president for the whole country. So you need to design your strategy for the customers whom you have identified. Strategy එකකයි technique එකකයි එහෙම නැත්නම් strategy එකකයි program එකකයි ලොකු වෙනසක් තියෙනවා. strategy එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ broader perspective එකක්. macro view එකක් තමයි strategy එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ. technique එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ ඒ strategy එකට යන ඒ strategy එක අපි split කරලා ගත්තාම ඒ strategy එකට reach වෙන්න අපි කරන පොඩි programs පොඩි activities තමයි අපි tactical approaches එහෙම නැත්නම් technical techniques කියලා කියන්නේ. So මේ අපි strategy එක දාන්න ඕනේ මොකටද? For the customers whom we have identified. For customers whom we have identified, we need to design strategies. So see, strategies අපි කරගත්තොත් entering into export market, it's a strategy. So what are the sub strategies or the techniques? Greenfield investment, distributor approach, and finding opening a country office. එක approach අපේ strategy එක මොකක්ද overseas market එකට යන එක. යන විදි තමයි අපි techniques programs කියලා කියන්නේ. Right? එහෙම නැත්නම් sub strategies කියලා කියන්නේ. So strategy is a broader perspective. Strategy is a broader perspective. Right? So to comply those strategies, the construct integrated marketing program. Guys, look at the word integrated. මේ integrated word එක කියලා කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? අපිට isolately කරන්න බෑ. You have to integrate කියලා කියන්නේ combine all the activities that are connected in achieving the strategy what you are planning. Advertising එක, logistic එක, warehouse එක, අපි ගත්තොත් එම promotion එක, product management එක, packaging එක, ඔය ඔක්කොම integrate කරන්න ඕනේ ඒ අපේ strategy එකට යන්න. Financial component එක, supply management එක, channel intermediary management එක, ඔය ඔක්කොම interconnect කරලා තමයි අපේ broader strategy එකට යන්න. So you can't if you are to go for this strategy, you can't run your program isolately. You have to combine everything together. Then you can run to reach this strategy what you identify. Now with this identifying strategies and implementing marketing programs, we create value for customers. We create value for customers, my dear friends. And engaging customer and building relationship, that also we create value for customers. Right? We create value for customers. To create value for customers, we identify them. So when you really look at all 4 steps in this, what you can see here, the first 4 steps are for what? To create value for customers and to build a relationship. Now, we were talking about the third step. We were talking about the third step. Now, you conduct these integrated marketing campaigns. Integrated